A recent heated exchange between Keyshawn Davis and Gervonta Tank Davis created quite a stir in the boxing world. The 2020 Olympic silver medalist Keyshawn Davis has made it quite evident that Tank Davis is his target. Keyshawn proclaimed bluntly, "If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis. I had shivers during that call-out, dude. That fight is amazing. That's not nothing at all, expletive." Even with Tank's intimidating reputation and stellar record, Keyshawn thinks he has the ability and willpower to defeat the world champion. The famously self-assured and unwaveringly determined Tank Davis replied with a later deleted tweet that said, "All these little guys think they can do what the big guys couldn't do. Idiot, my final opponent will defeat you." Tank made it clear in the tweet that he was ready to fight anyone who was willing to enter the ring with him. This was demonstrated by his latest performance against Frank Martin, where he successfully defended his 135-pound WBA title. Tank Davis took on Frank Martin at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in his first fight back since stopping Ryan Garcia in their highly anticipated pay-per-view match in April. With his Ghostbusters outfit on, Tank made a striking entrance into the ring. Tank Davis shown his tenacity and prowess in the ring despite going more than a year without competing and spending 44 days in jail for breaking the terms of his house detention. He was rusty following his 14-month hiatus, which he blamed for his poor start, but he soon regained his rhythm. Tank Davis started methodically moving Martin from one corner to the other, removing Martin's jab by threatening to use his power. Martin was eventually overwhelmed by Tank's powerful shots and constant pressure. CompuBox reports that Tank connected on an incredible 53% of his power blows and 44% of his total punches. Martin tried to hold Tank back, but he was unable. Tank almost put Martin down cold in the 8th round with a left uppercut and then a left cross. Because Martin was too unsteady to continue, the referee waved off the bout. Tank Davis commented, "I was rusty, but it was okay because I'm back," in reflection on the battle. "It's okay, after a few rounds, I felt like I needed a warm-up desperately. I wasn't bothered by his gait. We just decided to stand there and be a target for him so he could exhaust himself throwing punches since I knew he would tire out." Tank's performance solidified his standing as the lightweight division's menacing and stunning competitor. Conversely, Keyshawn Davis is anticipating his chance to take on Tank Davis with great anticipation. Trained by Terence Crawford's coach Brian Bomack McIntyre, the 10-0 pro and Olympic silver medalist has been making major progress in his career. Keyshawn recently defeated former champion Jose Pedraza by spectacular stoppage in the 6th round, demonstrating his skill and preparedness for elite competition. You can feel Keyshawn's confidence. "I'm a big-time player in this sport. I've competed in the Olympics, defeated opponents, and defeated a former world champion. In my 10-0, I accomplished a lot. That is the reason why I am currently being watched. To truly cement myself, I need a global title," he declared. He is committed to achieving his goal of facing Tank Davis because he feels that this is the next natural step in his career. Tank Davis, on the other hand, wants to maintain a high level of activity and opposition. Right now, his team wants to fight IBF champion Vasily Lomachenko in a unification match. Promoter Bob Arum of Top Rank has made hints about a potential fight date and expressed hope that it will happen. Both fighters want the fight, so when that happens, the suits sit down and try to work out the economic terms and put it together, and I'm optimistic, Arum stated. "Hopefully, we'll put it together expeditiously for sometime in November." Tank Davis is still mindful of Keyshawn Davis's challenge, even in light of the possible matchup with Lomachenko. Keyshawn's audacious claims and self-assurance have not gone unnoticed. "Tank is an excellent fighter, congrats to Tank. Everyone is aware of his strength, talent, and patience. But I'm aware of who I am. I'm immune to that short, small guy's touch. "Send me a contract, man, if you want to fight," Keyshawn said. There's a tangible excitement for a confrontation between Tank and Keyshawn Davis. A bout between these two elite boxers looks to be exciting and exhilarating because they are both at the peak of their game. Tank Davis is a dangerous opponent because of his established record and explosive strength. With an Olympic background and a burgeoning professional career, Keyshawn Davis is ready to establish himself against the greatest. Tank Davis's recent triumph over Frank Martin served as an unequivocal example of his ability. Tank looked rusty from his layoff, but his control throughout the battle and ability to land big strikes was amazing. It worked, this tactic of letting Martin exhaust himself while applying constant pressure. Tank proved with his performance that he is ready to take on anyone, including Keyshawn Davis. Conversely, Keyshawn Davis has been progressively advancing his profession and standing in the industry. His triumph over Jose Pedraza demonstrated his talent and resolve, and it was an important turning point. With training from one of the top athletes in the world, Keyshawn is sure he can defeat Tank Davis. He made a clear and audacious call-out, and he has the experience to support it. The boxing world is keeping a close eye on the possible battle between Tank Davis and Keyshawn Davis. Both competitors have a lot of work ahead of them, and a win would guarantee their places at the top of the lightweight class. Tank Davis poses a serious threat because of his strength and experience. With his youth and self-assurance, Keyshawn Davis is prepared to take on that task. The buzz around this possible matchup is evidence of both fighters' personality and skill. Both analysts and fans are excited to watch how this matchup plays out. Will Keyshawn Davis's youthful skill and confidence win out, or will Tank Davis's strength and experience win out? One thing is certain, the boxing world is in for an exciting trip. Only time will tell. Tank Davis's team will press on with a unification fight against Vasily Lomachenko in the interim. Another eagerly awaited matchup is this one, as both fighters want to establish their supremacy in the division. The excitement is increased by Bob Arum's optimism about the fight taking place in November, as supporters anticipate another intense match. For Keyshawn Davis, getting into a fight with Tank Davis is still the major priority. He keeps calling out Tank and getting ready for the challenge because of his confidence and resolve. Keyshawn's desire and passion are evident in his self-belief and his willingness to take on the greatest in the sport. The stories of Tank and Keyshawn Davis are starting to blend together more and more as the boxing scene changes. A contrast of styles, backgrounds, and goals, their possible fight promises to be an unforgettable spectacle for boxing fans everywhere. To sum up, everything is in place for what could turn out to be one of the most fascinating and talked about bouts in recent boxing memory. Both Tank and Keyshawn Davis are at the peak of their game, and it appears like their paths will eventually meet. The excitement will only grow in the lead-up to Tank's possible fight with Lomachenko, regardless of when it occurs. The moment these two fighters get into the ring is eagerly anticipated by the boxing community.